It's the channel that keeps on giving, my friends. It's the channel that doesn't die. That's right, the PigCake channel. The channel full of nothing but virginity, full of autism, full of weaponized illiteracy, I guess, for lack of a better term. And I'm finally back in an official PigCast, a PigCast. Now, if you're not watching these live, you're missing out. You're missing out because there's a lot of banter, there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of bits, a lot of byplay, a lot of this. But I'm back here in Miami, Florida after a trip. The last live stream I did was on my birthday, April 7th. I'm now 35. And it makes me want to shoot up a small, innocent group of children. That's what it makes me want to do. It's harder to work out. I feel unmotivated. I feel like I'm not happy constantly just because of the random aches in my body, especially because, again, for the better part of March, I was with Peter Turner in an RV going from the West Coast to the East Coast, which I just recovered from. I just recovered from that trip, essentially. So I'm back in a state of normalcy. I forgot what it's like to have a hot shower. I forgot what it's like to sleep in privacy. I forgot what it's like to use my own bathroom, essentially, because we didn't shit in the RV. I've mentioned this in the other stream. We made a pact, although I don't believe Peter went with that pact. I do think that at some point he blew up that poor little bathroom. But alas, now I'm back in sunny Miami, Florida, back in my own place, back in the PigCake studio. And by studio, I mean literally a shitty studio apartment in Little Havana, Florida, where I'm protected. I'm protected. I have knives everywhere in various locations. As a matter of fact, I have one in this pocket. Look at that. Look at that, boy. Mess with me. You're going to get 3 inches of Chinese steel, you little bitch. But we have a lot to talk about, a lot of different topics, a lot of different things that I want to go through that bother me, essentially. That's what this stream is. Really? Is this what it is? Just nonstop messages? I guess I'm popular. Who's the virgin, says Tardvark. I guess I am. I'm the king virgin. 35 still young? I don't believe that. 35 is definitely old. It's technically middle-aged. Nice Shades Piggy, says John O'Toole. I still have to respond to you. I'm terrible when it comes to messages. I apologize. However, yeah, I did get these recently. These are not shades. These are now my permanent glasses. So I'm going to wear these everywhere. Why? Because I saw a picture of Don Johnson wearing similar glasses. And I thought, you know what? Might as well. Might as well do it. I also got a drone. In my head, I thought this was going to be a bigger drone. This is the size of it compared to my hand. Which is actually AIDS. I thought this would be more robust. Although I've crashed this about 8 times already and it's still holding strong. So it's definitely worth whatever I paid for it. Just to up my production quality. Whereas the analytics of my channel go down, my production quality I'm seeking to bring up. See, I'm still in an upward trajectory, and this is one of those things that I got, and it's a DJI. It's not like it's one of these shitty, Chinese. It's technically still a Chinese company, but it's not a shit brand. It's a well-established brand, and let's see. I want to do a tutorial, a card trick tutorial with that. Thoughts on the new iDubbbz content flop? That's too niche for this channel. I think that's a more PigCake Plus conversation, but iDubbbz is a cuck. He's a loser. He kowtowed to the I guess population that he wants to be a part of. That's what happens when you move to California. When you move to California, essentially you're done. That's it. It's over for you. There's absolutely no chance for you to have any sort of opinion that's correct. It's done. And it's very few and far between of people that manage to survive that California moving. And iDubbbz was one of those that it didn't work out for him. And I used to watch his stuff, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. As a matter of fact, I stole some of his concepts. Content Cop, Pork Chop. I had a couple Pork Chop videos on his channel. Bad Unboxing. I did those. I ripped them off. It didn't work. It didn't work. But it was still something that I ripped off because I have absolutely no ingenuity. Coke dealer Shades, you got to break out the AOC jacket and you be dripped out. Maybe, but I'm dripped out already in this Buc-ee's. in this Bucky's bit. I went to Bucky's for the first time. I actually didn't take a shit in Bucky's. I was gonna get that shirt that says I took a fat shit at Bucky's, but no. I went there and I bought merch, essentially, in my RV trip. It was quite a fun trip, to be honest. It was great, although it was kind of lame in the sense of just driving for hours on end, looking at nothing. There's nothing to look at on the majority of the roads from the west coast to the east coast, all the way to Orlando, which is technically not east coast, but Miami is. But we have a bunch of topics that I want to go through. More specifically, again, Disney. Disney is always popping up in my feed, and it bothers me to no end. Bitches, phones, people on their phones too much, tomboys, a bunch of stuff here. John O'Toole mentions, thank fuck, Craig and David made up and kissed. End of the drama. I disagree. What I wanted, I watched that video while my friend was doing their taxes, and I watched it inside of the car. The car now, cars have YouTube now. Could you imagine? But I was watching it there, thinking that there was going to be some sort of spark, some sort of, if you're not familiar, Craig Petty is a YouTuber in the magic world. I have to specify because I've realized that I mention things without context, and it's very important to lay the context down. And David is another YouTuber that specializes in reviews of magic products. So he reviews a lot of stuff. And they went back and forth for years on different videos and different disagreements they had. And it was honestly great. I love that. I love when there's some sort of drama in our field being magic tricks and virginity. And they made up. Which I think is kind of lame. They had a very amicable live stream. Not a live stream, sorry. A very amicable interview where they went back and forth and they blew each other. And I'm a fan of Craig. I'm not necessarily a big fan of Unbiased still. But me and Craig have had nothing but good, positive interactions. I've been on his channel many times. We've done a couple different podcasts, including one live in Blackpool, which is a great one. I wish it was recorded because I was absolutely demolished at the end of it. As a matter of fact, afterwards, I drank so much beer in such little time that outside, I was like this. I was just standing like that. I was just disassociating from how much beer I had. But I've had nothing. I know, for example, Wonder Drifter says Craig Petty's a thief. I'm a fan. I have nothing but any sort of... I have nothing but goodwill to say about Craig Petty. Although I do disagree with having such an amicable interview. I would have had a confrontational interview. Like, hey, man, this is what I think of you. This is what you think of me. Right? Let's hash it out. That's why every time I've been challenged, and nobody's done it yet, but I would love to have a live stream where I have an argument with a person. I would love that. And nobody's taken it up yet. So if you're there somehow watching this because you're about 2 millimeters away from tasting the barrel of a Beretta, then come on a live stream. I'd love to argue with you and actually make good, decent content and not an interview where I'm blowing you. So didn't you say you were going to show a tutorial? Yeah, I was going to do a tutorial with my brand new drone. I had an idea for a terrible video with it. Let me see if I could turn it on. Let me see if I could turn it on here live. This has crashed probably about 8 times since I bought it. Again, you buy a drone and you think, oh, I just have to use the drone. No, now I have to buy a fucking remote. Now I have to buy a stupid remote with this shit, which I'm not happy about because that's another expense. Can you turn on, please? Could you please turn on? What is this? What's happening right now? Okay, I'm pressing the power button. So another reason why maybe you should avoid Chinese shit products. But this does have some good, a good fan base on this particular drone. But let's turn it on. Maybe that could be interesting. I wish that I could have it live and have a different camera angle for this. Is this a prank right now? Watch PigCake try to be a fucking boomer and turn on a drone that he just bought. Is this what the stream is turning into? Come on, be better.
Be better. Be better. Be better.
This is useless. This is absolutely fucking useless. I'm pressing the power button right now. Am I fucking retarded? Am I stupid? Is this real? Do I have to take the battery off and on? Nah, at this point, I'm going to keep doing this until I fucking get it. There you go. Thank you. Give me a little jitter. Oh, I have to double tap it. What kind of bullshit is that? There you go. Fucking. That was an absolute waste of time. I'm sorry. I apologize. Let's see. Connecting. Unable to join network. So this is already starting off great. Connect. Connect. Thank you. Fuck. Jesus. This is how long it's taken to turn this fucking drone on. This drone is made to do quick shots. To do fast shots, right? Oh, look, let me just take it out. And then take this quick shot. And how long has that taken? About a fortnight. I've had a birthday. So now it's connecting again. This is another problem that it takes 17 years to fucking connect to the drone that's right there. Okay, there you go. Jesus, fuck. So I'm going to put this on what's called manual mode.
Take off.
Okay. All right. As you can see, it's very loud. All right, and that's all I got. That's all I got. That's great. That was wonderful. That was definitely a useful use of my time to turn it on for a flight of approximately 8 fucking seconds. All right, whatever, you know? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Case in point, I do have some topics that I want to go through, some things that bother me. More specifically, people on their phones too much. People are on their phones way too much, to the point where when you are maneuvering a, I would say, 2-ton vehicle, one of the biggest priorities that you want to have is, sorry, I got to reset my video drivers here so I could actually see myself. Can I please see myself? The stream is already starting off to a wonderful, wonderful beginning. So people on their phones, it's retarded, especially when you're manning a vehicle. That's great. This stream is just... I could see why. You know what? I'm here complaining about my metrics and my analytics. I could completely see why at this point. I just want to find the nearest innocent group of puppies. There you go. Fuck. So this right here, again, look at the position of the phone as well. It's right there in your eye line. Just because what? You can't get enough of TikTok? You need more Twitter? Fuck. Instagram? So you see this person driving this car. Look how long she looks at her phone without looking at the road. A good 5 seconds. I guarantee you this dumb cunt, for a fraction of a second, blamed the other car for the crash as opposed to herself for being on her phone. What's she doing? Texting? It could wait. Fucking. I'd love to see the front. And she's crying.
No.
That's so funny. Oh no. Oh no. Who put it there? Who put that car there? That car wasn't there 10 seconds ago when I last looked at the road. It bothers me so much when I see people crossing the street on their phones. You do realize that cars are coming. Not only are you not safe in a car and texting, but also when you're fucking walking and you're just there on your little fucking phone, just not paying attention to anything else. What are you doing with your life? Fucking Christ, man. And I see that constantly, and it just gets my gears ground. It makes me want to grab my Hellcat, Springfield Arms Hellcat, and just randomly do this in the middle of the street. Just do that. But that bothers me, as do girls' trips. As do girls' trips. I know those things have nothing to do with each other apart from involving females, because typically it is females, but I do see douchebag guys just walking around, just fucking, as if they're doing something very important on their phone. As if they're there managing, I don't know, their mom's life. You're always looking at something pointless, like Axl Rose. Like a picture of fucking, of fucking Britney Spears doing a dance in her house. Is that really worthwhile to have a car come at you? Anyways, girls' trips are another thing that bother me, specifically because there's always some sort of conflict that arises when a group of girls get together and decide to go on a trip, whether it's financial, whether it's because of the travel, so because of the fact that you have to get on a Spirit Airlines plane, that you have to pack 20 of your best friends into one single shitty hotel room, motel room, usually, and then nobody ends up paying, so then you have to end up figuring out who's going to split, or when eating. Like in this particular example. Now, this can be a skip. I'm going to say this right now. Unfortunately, I've fallen prey to a lot of these incidents and a lot of these situations that tend to be skits. Because look at this. The camera's perfectly placed recording them. Who's doing the recording? Why are they doing the recording? You always have to ask yourself that. Sorry, I have to keep to the context of the video.
I'm not splitting no check. I told them to get separate. I'm not splitting no check with y'all, so I don't know why y'all doing no check. I'm not doing it. I didn't eat all that y'all ate. Y'all getting drinks and y'all didn't get all that. I got this. No, it don't matter.
Now, obviously, there's some sort of conflict as to the splitting of the bill, right? The splitting as to what's going on. And typically, this doesn't happen with men. With men, it's very easy. I don't want to be sexist, but I'm going to. And here, it's a very simple transaction. One person pays, everybody pays them back. No one stands up until that person is paid back fully on Cash App, on Venmo, on PayPal, whatever. Or before the meal, you say, hey, I'm sorry to bother you, but can we have the bill split? It's going to be me, it's going to be her, and whoever wants to split the bill. I'm just letting you know right now so it's not a hassle and an ordeal later. Now, this person, I imagine, probably has been told that they want to split the bill evenly, which is a fucking scam. Unless you've matched the person. Oftentimes when I go out with my friends, let's say they got 2 beers, I got 2 beers, we just split it. It's very simple, very easy. But here, it becomes an issue. It becomes an issue because they're mathematically retarded. I'm not saying they, all right? Don't be racist. I'm saying the group of girls in this particular video.
I got it paid for. We're not going to do this birthday. So y'all trying to split the check? Who paying for your shit? I'm paying for my own shit. We need to get separate checks. I'm not splitting no check.
I ain't splitting no. Okay. And there's no need for this level of conflict. Usually I've seen these where it's like a guy brings a girl and then the girl brings her friends and then the friend expects the guy to pay for the rest of her friends because he's the man. And then it becomes a sort of conflict. Here it's just retardation. It's retardation incarnate. Another, let me just translate here for you. So she's angry because she ordered a small thing and all these other bitches ordered more things and drinks and whatnot. And she doesn't want to pay splitting for all of them. She just wants to pay for what she got, which is probably less. But here's a simple solution. Cash. Hey, I'm going to put cash for what I bought. I bought one plate. It cost me $15. Here's $20, including the tip. That's it. Simple. Or I'll tell you what, could you cover me and I'll Cash App you the money? I only got this. It's about $15. Simple. No need for finger pointing. No need for conflict. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But alas, no. This is, again, perfectly representative of the girls' trip. The girls' trip, which oftentimes happens in my hometown of Miami, Florida. You notice when it comes to spring break, and you realize that there's about 90% of the spring breakers being 37-year-olds. Mind you, spring break is supposed to be a school break, a break from college. So you come from whatever middle America state and you come to the eastern coast or the western coast. You go to the beaches. You go on spring break. That's what it is. It's not meant for 37-year-olds. That's not what it's meant for. But you see them riding their little slingshot cars with the music pumping. It smells like weed. And I don't want to be an old man yelling at the clouds, but I've seen a couple of these where they're just drinking shit and they throw the glass from behind them in their little convertible and they keep driving. And it's just a nuisance. It's a nuisance, especially when it's a person that took a Spirit Airlines flight and they're 37 coming in for spring break. Come on, be better.
Be better. Be better. Be better. Be better.
Be better. My goodness. Not racist, but sexist. I'm not any of the ists, but I could say some things that could be misconstrued. Because people don't understand humor. They don't understand humor, and they immediately assume that if I'm making a joke and the person happens to be of a particular ilk, a demographic, oh, look, Piggy's racist. I'm not racist, all right? As a matter of fact, by your own rules, I can't be racist. I'm African-American, so look at that. Look at that. By your own rules, my friend. I'm not a white man. I'm a mixed race Latino black, so in your face. This motherfucker's still alive, says Macabre Facade. Yeah, believe it or not, I made it. I made it out the trap. The trap being a 2.5-week RV trip from the West Coast to the East Coast, which I keep mentioning just because of how much fucking time I spent. Another thing, right, that I find myself wondering, I saw this tweet the other day, and I found myself wondering the exact same thing, which is, what happened to tomboys? What happened to tomboys? This was an exclusively 90s thing. It's completely gone. It's over. Tomboys don't exist. You don't have, little shoddy girls with backwards caps dressing like dudes, right? Fixing cars. I miss that stereotype in the 90s, and it's gone. It's gone. It's no longer a thing anymore. Tomboys are now, a million things on their profiles, on their LinkedIn. If you have your profile, your pronouns on your LinkedIn, we need to have a discussion. We need to have a serious discussion. And I find myself on Twitter commenting a lot, replying to these sort of people that they decide to put every single disease that they have, every disorder that they self-diagnosed in their biography section, along with their pronouns, which is redundant. And then I might say like, oh, look, a she, her adult. And they'll respond, oh, you don't have pronouns? You don't use pronouns? You don't know about the English language? It's not about that. It's not about that. You know what you're doing. All right? It's redundancy. It's stupidity. There's no need for it. You do it because other people and other companies want you to do it. As a matter of fact, I know several of my friends that are required to have their pronouns in their official, work bios, that they have to have that. And they disagree with it, but they do it because if not, they don't get hired. They don't get promoted. And it's kind of lame. A friend of mine recently was trying to get hired by a company. I remember a year ago, too, I was looking for jobs. And I ended up getting an interview with a crypto company. And I realized I'm never going to get hired because what you're looking for is typically these hiring managers are like hot girls that are looking for other girls so they could hang out with in happy hour. And if you don't fit that, mold, I don't fit that mold, you're not going to get hired. My friend put this wonderful, beautiful application, probably the only one that did it, catered to the company he signed up for. He nailed the interview. And then what ended up happening? They went with somebody else. Now, I'm not saying that's a direct cause of pronouns or whatever the fuck, but it's the same sort of people. And those are the people that are hiding, that are essentially the shield between you and employment, especially in 2025 in the corporate sector, in the tech field. It's always the same kind of person. It's either a really attractive blonde hiring manager or an obese, fat sort of Disney adult. And that's the sort of person that you have to convince in order for you to get a job. It's kind of pathetic. Totally wasn't because you're a magician with no work history. Well, I was employed for a large amount of time. I was a teacher. I was a educational master. And by that, I mean that I taught middle school and high school. And then because I started talking money and the school was doing shady things, they fired me, which was a great time in my life because I realized now I could dedicate it to something that I'm actually passionate for, which is magic instructional. And I haven't looked back ever since. And I believe that was in 2017. So that's been my line of work. But I've realized it's the same shit. We do the same amount of effort, the same amount of work as do people that are working, doing fucking meetings on, hey, did you log in on Asana? No, man, Workday. I sent you a message on Workday. Oh, but did you see my DM, my private message on Monday, the Monday app? Oh, you didn't? Well, you didn't do the deck that I asked you to. And it's the same shit. You work for 30 minutes, you figure out what the fuck you're going to do for the rest of the day, and then you log out. That's it. That's what the workday looks like for, I would say, 80% of these people, which is kind of fucking retarded now. But just seeing job prospects now, it's kind of pathetic. And also another thing that I've realized, not the rent, but companies don't want you to have one employment. They don't want that. They don't like that. I'm from an old school mentality where if I were looking at your resume and I see that you've been in one place for 10 years, that shows loyalty. That shows dedication. That shows that you've been in one place, that I know you're going to be someone that is essentially a loyal soldier and you're going to, keep in there and try your best. But if I see somebody that's jumping from job to job, that doesn't look good, but that's what they want. They want somebody, you spent 2 years in this place. You spent another year in this other place. You spent another, that's retarded. But that's what they want now. That's the job market, which is absolutely stupid. Speaking of Disney adults, speaking of, that's, I guess, a good transition. See, it's topical. Somebody was talking about transitions earlier. Disney adults makes me just want to punch a small puppy. And these are two things that I saw that got me pissed off. One of them is a Disney VIP tour. A Disney VIP tour. That's something that bothered me, specifically because of the fact that not only are you paying an absurd amount of money to go to Disney and to jump between park to park. I have a friend that has an annual pass, several friends that have that, and it's just the worst waste of money because what are you going to do? You're going to go 1 month and then you're going to go the next month? Nothing's changed. They haven't added anything new. And you're just going to go and wait in line and it just becomes a fucking disaster. So now imagine a VIP tour. Now, the VIP tour, from my understanding, it's $4,000 for a guided tour through the park. Let's see what you get for $4,000. Let's see what you get for $4,000.
You do and do not get on a $4,000 tour at Disney. For starters, right off the bat, you are given access to these VIP products. You can get hand sanitizers, lotion, chapstick, and everybody is given their very own Disney VIP pin. You also get an assigned tour guide.
So that is a net, I would say a grand total of probably 27 cents on Disney's part. Slapping a sticker on hand sanitizer, on mass-produced chapstick, on a little fucking metal pin, and then what else did they offer? A fucking bottle.
You chapstick.
What'd you
everybody
get?
Is given their
Chapstick. No, hold up. I want to list because this is very important when you're looking at
own Disney
$4,000 that you paid for this.
You also get an assigned tour guide who specifically thought you are given access to these VIP products. You can get hand sanitizers, lotion, chapstick, and everybody is given
lotion. So you are given for $4,000 lotion, hand sanitizer, and fucking chapstick.
Their very own Disney VIP pin. You also get an assigned tour guide who specifically helps just your group, and the maximum number of people that they can help is 10 people per individual tour guide. Next up, you also get lightning lane access with your tour guide, so you do not have to wait in any regular lines. If there's not lightning lane available for the ride, then your guide will take you through the exit. You can also meet characters without waiting in line, but you do need to request the characters you want to meet to your tour guide because they do have to book a time slot for you to meet characters.
$4,000 for you to meet people in costumes. Is this worth it so far? Is this worth it? Is this a thing that you'd pay $4,000 for? Oh, but you get to skip the lines. You get to cut right through the lines. So you're going to be done with the park by, I don't know, let's say you come in at 8, you're done with the park by 12. And what are you going to do then? Overspend on Mickey ears? And you're going to see, you'd think, oh, is food included?
And the same goes for parade viewing and for nighttime shows. You can get reserved seating for those, but you do have to let the tour guide know that you want them so they can book a spot for you. And we were able to see World of Color, even though it was technically after the time that our scheduled tour had ended. And now let's talk about what is not included in the $4,000 price you pay. The most important thing that is not included is park tickets. You must
pay $4,000 for a Disney trip, a Disney tour. And the ticket for the park is not included. Could you imagine being an adult and you spend $4,000 on a guided Disney tour? You get hand sanitizer, lotion, and chapstick, and a fucking Disney pin. And the park ticket is not included in the $4,000 that you paid.
Must have your own park tickets to enter Disneyland and California Adventure or whatever park you want your guide to take you to, and you must have your own park reservation. The cost of the tour also does not include any of your food and drinks, so you will be purchasing those separately. I highly recommend using mobile order so you don't waste any of the time on your tour. The only exception to this was that our tour guide did give us water bottles in the middle of the tour. And one last big thing.
You get a water bottle. Thank you, my liege, for giving me a water bottle. Food is not included. Beverages are not included. The park ticket is not included. What you're paying for is $4,000. These Disney adults These Disney adults are paying $4,000 to be guided through Disney on a strict schedule, skip the lines, and that's it. $4,000. Am I retarded? Am I retarded? Let's look through the comments. Oh, it's you. Hello. They're closing down the school due to population changes. I'll be all right. I think I'm going to move to the private sector, says KXD. I imagine you're talking about, oh, I'm a current middle school teacher who's getting laid off in June. Yeah, but I think there's they're hiring a lot of teachers now just because not a lot of people want to be fucking teachers. Ever since I got back from England after almost dying, I haven't been able to enjoy my nicotine as much as I like to. So I gag every once in a while. It's a normal thing for me at this point in my life. People might say, "Hey, Piggy, then stop taking Zins." Well, it's only particular Zins that make me want to gag. Sorry you had to witness that. But yeah, from my understanding, they're even waiving the fucking class fees that you have to do in order to get your certification, at least here in Florida. Piggy wouldn't turn the kids gay, so they fired him. Close. You could still call me Corn Pop. Oh, that is Corn Pop. Good to know. Let's see these. God, Piggy, you are so sexy. You are like Emilio Estevez with magic. I feel like I'm a retarded Emilio Estevez with thalidomide poisoning. Why'd you get let go of teaching, says Wonder Drifter. I've already said that before, but just to explain it here, it was a test that I was giving the kids, and then we had extra time, so I started answering questions. And one of the questions on behalf of the student was, what happens with our donation money? Now, this is a charter school. Part of the contract that you signed in order to become a teacher, have your student or son be in this school, son or daughter, is that you have to commit to volunteer hours as a parent. Now, what our school did is that you could circumnavigate this requirement by paying for the hours, which is illegal. You can't do that. You can't take cash from a fucking parent. So one of the kids asked where that money went. I said, I don't know. I wish they told me. That's all it took. That's all it took. And this was after about 45 minutes of sucking the school's dick, saying how good the school is, how good we have it here compared to other places. And I said that one sentence. That got back to the administration. They knew they were doing shady shit. That was Friday. That Monday, they fired me. Weeks later, the school got caught for getting money. So what they did is that they instead allowed parents to donate assets like printers, equipment, as opposed to donating money and gift cards. They got busted for that. So they had to reimburse and refund each and every single person that did it. As a matter of fact, I was a student at that school, and I could go right now and ask for a refund because my mom did pay for that. So it's kind of a shady shit, but I essentially was the scapegoat. Let's see here. Have we had any magicians in space? Blue Origin? I don't think magicians are in that tax bracket. I think we only have Copperfield, but I don't think he's going to get his old ass in that particular thing. I really hate fat people. It makes me sick. Anytime I feel like I've gained a little weight, I immediately go start jogging, hit the sauna, and hit the weights. Same. I've been, I got these. I know. Oh my God, Piggy, they're only 15 pounds. Yeah, that's enough. If you have two of those and you do enough fucking of these and these and these, you do enough, you're going to fucking feel it. And that's for my warm-up, so shut up. Let's see. Pay money to unlock paying more money. That's essentially what it is. That's what it is when you go to a convention, too. You're paying money to essentially pay more money. It's really stupid. Where they lost 200 million from the Snow White fiasco, they got to make up for it. For 4K, I expect to fuck Minnie Mouse. Sorry, I'm Freudian slip there. If you go to Disney, just tell them your kid is sick. They'll give you the line skip for free. My sister had that done twice with no prior arrangement. There you go. Life hack to save $4,000. Disney Universal VIP tickets are $300. That includes food. Disney has gone mad. It's not $4,000 per person. So if you fill up a group, it's $400 per person, but that's still not worth it. Well, technically, you're also bringing kids too, maybe. They then complain about not being able to afford a house. I remember 20 years ago, you could get the annual pass at Legoland for about $100. Prices have spiked big time. Yeah. Manel says yes. My father used to buy all the season passes for Dollywood. Totally worth it in the 90s. Maybe in the 90s, but now it's not for kids anymore. It's for Disney adults. Speaking of Copperfield, whatever happened to the moon vanish? I think they stopped it just because of the conditions. Maybe they couldn't do it, which is kind of lame. I still remember you defending the actress. Oh my God, bruv. I think you're talking about the one from Snow White, which I'll still defend her. She's my type. My type exactly. Nice, brown skin, Colombian, feisty. We'd have beautiful arguments and then make sweet, sweet love into the night. Yeah, I'll still defend her looks. But people think she looks like a fish. I don't. I think she looks like a beautiful princess. But here's the thing, right? Let's say you do decide to pay $4,000 and you're looking for ways around bringing maybe food into the park or bringing drinks into the park. Maybe you want to get a little bit liquored up. Well, here's a dangerous viral Disney tip that this guy thinks you shouldn't do.
If you saw this Disney tip video going around, I'm hoping you have the common sense to not listen to it, but I felt maybe a little bit responsible to talk about it. This user, Brit Daily Magic, posted a video about sneaking alcohol into Disney parks, specifically how to do it. I wanted to shut it down really quick because one, it's
just not incorrect use of quotations, by the way.
Worth risking a lifetime ban in the event that you were intentionally found sneaking alcohol into the Disney parks. And in her other videos on her page, she's just doubling down on, well, I didn't mean anything by it and you can finish it before you get there and blah, blah, blah. It's not a good look.
How is that dangerous? How is that dangerous? Going into the hood with a suit made out of $100 bills, that's dangerous. But going to Disney and sneaking in liquor because you're risking a lifetime ban, is that really dangerous? I've realized that's dangerous to people like this guy. That's dangerous because to him it feels like, oh no, I'm risking never being allowed into this fucking park ever again. What?
Good look. It's not a good vibe. Basically every single resort, I think every single resort served alcohol, both in the mornings, lunch, evening, all of it. 3 out of the 4 parks serve alcohol. Both water parks serve alcohol.
Okay, but this guy is, again, being a retard. It's not about them serving alcohol. Of course they serve alcohol. It's about the price of alcohol and the principle. I'm not going to pay $10 for a Bud Light, a lukewarm Bud Light in a Disney park. I have before, and I'm not proud of it.
And as announced in D23 this last go-around, Magic Kingdom is going to be getting a Pirates of the Caribbean-themed bar. There's absolutely no reason for
where you're going to pay $35 for a drink that's called, I don't know, fucking Jack Sparrow's Cub Shots? Fuck.
Sneak the alcohol into the parks. You want something cheap, you get a beer, you get a wine. But if you, in your,
a beer is $10. A wine is $16 for a glass this big of wine. If you want something cheap. I guess it's cheap to people like this because they're, I imagine, trust fund babies. This guy looks like the type that he got tattoos at 17 because fuck his mom, even though his mom is worth probably $4 million.
Early 20s are going to sneak alcohol into the park and then get banned for life. How do you explain to your kids, to your grandkids, why you can't go into Disney? I love a good time. I love having fun. I love the drinks at Disney. I think.
How do you explain to your grandkids that you got banned for Disney? Easily. Hi, son. I can't go with you on your $4,000 Disney VIP trip because I got caught sneaking liquor into Disney. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to go with, I don't know, your mom. You're gonna have to go with your fucking stepdad. I don't know, but I can't go. I'm banned. Simple. Easy. Is that bad? Fuck. But he says it's dangerous. Oh, it's dangerous. Lifetime ban would feel like an achievement. It'd feel like a bachelor party to be banned from Disney. Fuck. I almost became a Disney adult. Then a pandemic let me detox, and I haven't been back since. KXD, good for you. Good for you. I hope that I had a small piece of that. Piggy and the Princess, Copperfield moon vanish on hiatus because he pulled a Diddy. Oh, that might have been it too. I'd smash Rachel Zegler. I don't want to listen to her brain dead takes though. Yeah, she has the most awful, champagne socialist takes. Just the worst. We get it. You went to college. At some point in college, I felt like I was a little bit socialist. I was like, you know what? Yeah, we all should have the same shit. Fuck it. Fuck the government. But then I started paying taxes and I realized, we're in this. $16 for one. That's more expensive than Central Park. And at least there's only a third of the people are retarded liberals. There you go. Take them to Universal. Yeah, Universal's the life hack. Just go 3 miles down. Even though Universal's still pretty fucking pricey, but at least you could go. You could get hammered. You could go on the Hulk for relatively cheap. Speaking of, this is what social media does to our brains, right? This is what social media does to our brains. If you're, I would say, a very attractive, young, of age girl, you assume that people could do stuff for you on social media. Like, hey, do this for me. Like this bitch. I don't know why this bothered me. It had nothing to do with the previous example, but what?
I have literally 1%, but look at this lighting. Please, someone do an edit right now.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'd grind my balls on glass to probably smell her farts. But what is this? What is this adult? What is this lifestyle? Hey, somebody make an edit of me.
Literally
I need.
1%, but look at this lighting. Please, someone do an edit right now.
Do an edit? You do an edit. And sure. Oh God.
Please. Fuck. Guys, I have literally
That's
1%,
the video.
but look at this.
That's the video. And then some people said, oh my God, somebody did it. They did it and it's so good. I'm glad this guy, though, is at least a little bit base. What the hell is this? A video? And of course, you have the white knights coming in defending her, thinking that she's going to read the message and go, you know what? I'm going to sleep with you. What have we come to as a society? Paying $4,000 for a VIP. I understand it's a luxury, right? I understand it's a luxury. It's not something that's something that you have to do. You don't have to go to Disney. You don't have to do any of that. But why? Why would you? Why would you? If it costs $4,000 for a VIP tour, if it costs $350 just to go to a park, maybe jump to another park and have some person in a costume pretend to be a character from your childhood. It's good to have memories from your childhood. I enjoy Beauty and the Beast. I enjoy the original Snow White, Robin Hood, Pinocchio, right? But those are memories. Those are things in my past. I understand that now I'm an adult. I have to pay taxes. I have to do adult things. I'm not going to infantilize my adulthood. That's things for kids. If you want to go with your kids to Disney and have them have a little bit of what you experienced as a child and go to the castle, yeah, do that. That's perfectly fine. But if you're an adult and you have a wife or a girlfriend and you're going to Disney by yourself more than once every 5 years, I'll give you once every 5 years to go to Disney and just whatever, enjoy a theme park, go on vacation, right? Whatever, have some ice cream, enjoy yourself. But to do that every month, to do that even 3 times a year, what do you?
Be better. Be better. Be better. Be better.
Be better. Be better. Speaking of being better, right? We should mind our own fucking business. We should really mind our own fucking business. And one thing that I don't believe, I'm sorry, this might be something that rubs people the wrong way. There's no such thing as service dogs. I know. You might have a service dog. You might know somebody that has a service dog. And I think the population of people that need a service dog, that absolutely need a service dog, is probably 1%. Probably a fraction of 1% are the people that actually do it. The rest are people that have pets and they want to take them to places that pets don't belong. Every time I go to a bar and I see a dog there, and then inevitably what happens, as I've mentioned many times before, is another dog comes in and both people are doing their own little rearing techniques, right? Trevor, over here. Trevor, sit, Trevor. And then you have fucking Buster that's barking, and now my entire bar experience is ruined because you couldn't decide to leave your pet home alone because you had to bring it to the bar. Ugh. So most people just want to classify them, which is very easy to do. You could just say, oh, I can't live without my dog. And then now you have a service dog. It's like a form and some money that you have to pay. But mind your own fucking business. Mind your own business, right? Is that too hard to ask for? This bitch, I thought this was an isolated incident. No, her entire account is this. So this guy clearly brought his dog into Walmart, whatever. And instead of minding her business...
Walmart's not pet friendly. It's service animals only.
I'm sorry, do you work here? Do you work at Walgreens? Walmart? What the fuck is it your business?
Walmart's not pet friendly. It's service animals only.
And I guarantee you this person has a service dog for the same reason I just illustrated. Because you want to have your dog and you want to be able to tell people, oh no, it's a service dog, don't pet it. And then I looked through her account, and this is a lot of her fucking videos. It's a lot of her videos talking about, oh, service dogs and how you can't bring service dogs here and you have to bring them to a certain place. Let me see if I could find the other one. Here she has
Pets
another
being in
video.
non-pet-friendly stores might not be a big deal to you, but to service dog handlers, they really are. Walmart is not a pet-friendly store. The only animals allowed in their stores are service animals, as it states on their sign. Service dogs get attacked by pets every day in non-pet-friendly stores. They lose their jobs, careers.
She looks exactly what I imagine her to look like, by the
every
way.
day in non-pet-friendly stores.
Right there. Look at that. Look at this. Jesus, fuck. And now you're going to be the service dog police? So I think this is the original video, and then this one might be her responding.
That dog in a cart is not a service dog, and let me tell you why. First off, Walmart is not a pet-friendly store. They do not allow pets inside their store, and they do not allow pets in the carts. So the dog being in a cart is clue number one as to why it's not a service animal. On top of that, the dog was originally unattended in the cart. When he saw me walking in their direction, he bolted to grab his dog by the head and cover its eyes so that it didn't see my dog. That was a clear sign to me that his pet was going to react to my service dog. I can't imagine what would happen if he didn't see us coming. You will never see a legitimate service animal in a cart in Walmart. That's just the basic fact. That dog in a
I'm
cart.
glad the top comment is mind your own fucking business. Because mind your own fucking business. You guys have dogs there for the exact same reason. Don't pretend like, oh, you have a service dog. The service dog is what's keeping me alive. Yeah, okay, that's what a dog is. You just want to be able to take your dog everywhere. And now you're the Karen of fucking service dogs. Look at her giving her dog fucking a pup cup.
Don't bother them, please.
When I go into public places with service dogs, I expect parents to be responsible for their children. No child should be approaching any unknown animals, whether they're service animals or not. The bottom line is it can be...
I agree with that. But for you to make a point...
Don't bother them, please.
When I go into public places with service dogs, I expect parents to be responsible for their children. No child should be approaching any unknown animals, whether they're service animals or not. The bottom line is it can be dangerous. The parent knows nothing about the unknown animal that their child is approaching. That animal could have behavioral issues, be reactive, aggressive, etc. There are so many reasons why a parent should not let their child approach an unknown dog. While personally my dogs wouldn't harm a fly, the parent doesn't know that. So why risk it? Why let your child approach them? At the end of the day, parents need to...
You know that she just gets off all day on telling people.
Don't bother them, please.
When I go into...
Don't bother them, please. And then enough to record it. Instead of pulling the dog away, you record it. Just so you could post it on social fucking media.
This is a pet and a non-pet friendly place, while this is a service dog. There is a major difference between a pet and a service dog. Legally speaking, service dogs are not considered pets. They are considered medical equipment. That is why they have public access rights to accompany their handlers in non-pet friendly places like Walmart. When service dog handlers speak up about pets in non-pet friendly places, they're not being judgmental or complaining. We are raising awareness to these issues because we are the ones that receive the repercussions for their actions. So what you call judgmental, we call advocating for our rights.
Bruh. So I saw that, and again, it made me just want to purposely somehow release COVID again to us. Thanos was right. Thanos was 100% right. Now, I hate to make some sort of Marvel reference, but Thanos is 100% right. Snap your finger, half the population is gone. Half the population is gone. We'd solve so many issues. Are we living in idiocracy? Is that what it is? Is that somehow what it is? The movie has now come to life that we live in idiocracy and we have to deal with people like this. Hey, get off my dog. Get off my dog. Hey, you shouldn't do that. Or let me record this guy in fucking Walmart hiding his dog because you took your phone out to record him. What? Mind your own business. We live in a society.
You know, we're living in a society.
That's all you have to do. If you did those things and realize that we live in a society and you minded your own business, we'd be way better off than we are. But alas, we're humans. We're retarded. And we're here for a very limited amount of time. You're going to waste that time by wondering what other people are doing, wondering about their business. And now I have to talk about it because I saw it with my eyeballs and I'm upset. That's all my topics. Those are all my topics. So I'm back. I'm going to be uploading videos more frequently, even though I do have a lot of work to do. for the project that me and Peter have stumbled upon in this RV trip. I still have a lot to do with that. Manel is actually a part of that now. I've brought him in for that. Hopefully when you guys see that project, you're going to be very excited as to the prospects of it, because I think it's absolutely great. However, I do want to go back to making content on YouTube just because it makes me happy. It makes me feel fulfilled in my life to bring virginity upon to the masses, and to also, I don't know, sit an hour every week or so and complain about things that bother me in the hopes that it makes you a better person. Also, Daniel, maybe, I think he's going to be around in the weekend. Maybe I could do something with him. We're going to be watching WrestleMania over the weekend. Why? Because my virginity knows no limits. My virginity just extends past. Nobody clip that and take that out of context. But my virginity just soars past that of the norm. Knowing our luck, we would be the ones turned to dust, and the stupid people are the idiocracy comes true. Yeah, you're right. We're not exactly being judgmental complaining. That's exactly what you are. It's the same video 10 times. What the fuck is a service dog? I thought it was a police dog. We don't have service dogs in England other than the Scottish, and we don't take them shopping or on airplanes. True. God, fuck, even regular dogs. I mean, I love dogs, but I hate pets. Hey, PigCake, let's go to Disneyland. You go as a pig, and I'll go as a small cloth dog with no pronouns. That'd be a fun trip, though. Ben Shapiro, if I'm ever around in your area. Do you remember Treasure Planet? Yeah, that was a great movie. Those commenters are 95% from India. That's true. That is true. Those are just, oh, baby, let me see your vagine. Let me see that pussy. Let me get that pussy inside of me. But that's the stream. Thank you guys for joining. Again, I'm going to be more forthcoming with content. If you're not a member of the PigCake Magic Academy, rave reviews all around. Rave reviews all around. I just did a video earlier today, some mentalism bits. I want to incorporate the use of more people that I know in the industry, so make sure to look out for that. And it keeps me afloat. It keeps me afloat amongst other tiny little gigs that your boy has to do in order to work for himself and not work for the man. Not have to deal with a hiring manager bitch that I have to finagle and talk corporate lingo to. Ugh, God, fuck off. But I guess I have to leave you with the most valuable piece of advice, which is, let's see, maybe I should have had this ready. Fuck. Let's go here. Let's go down. Next page. There you go. The most valuable bit of advice that I have, which is... big fucking tits!